everybody, it's Christine. It is time for Mix It Up Monday. And here's our sketch that was picked. It's from Lottie Loves Paper. They said they're out of business, so that's kind of sad, but I guess this is a sketch we're going with. I almost feel like I might have done this sketch before, but I can't remember to save my life. So basically it's got two pictures, and it's got like this kind of explosion of stars, a lot of mixed media going behind. There's a big circle here. I hadn't 100% figured that out, but we'll see. And then a big title, and then journaling. And what I've got, I'm going through, I think I've made comments before, so if y'all are paying any attention or if you watch me or whatever, I've talked about, I'm going through this little box of pictures over here, and I got this box of, and they're not real good pictures. I'm going to be honest. They're not digital. They're like old pictures, from cameras that, you would have had to send off for developing, so you wouldn't know what you got until you got it. And I have, for some reason, I have duplicates. I don't know. I'm probably not going to use, but I may end up throwing, duplicate away, or may do something interesting with these. I may lift them or something. I'm not certain. But it's my little baby, and she's in a little ball pit. I remember we had this as a toy for her. They set up in the driveway here, and she's playing this little ball pit. But I can cut these down because there's not much, extra. There's kind of weird stuff, like for sure this size. I can cut it down. So I'm going to use these pictures, and then I have some scraps from a little kit I have over there that I've used. I got a white piece of cardstock. I'm going to use, I think, Oh Yeah as my title here. And then I'm going to use, my thinking on this mixed media thing is I've got this little stencil. It's got all these little dots. And I think I'm going to use washi to kind of mask some of it off, and then use various different inks. And I have to look on how I'm going to do this yet, y'all, because I'm not 100% sure. But my vision is to, like, come out with these things. So I'll probably put the, the masking tape or something. I have to decide if I'm going to do a color around or something like that. I might do that because there's 6 of them. And then I'm thinking I'm going to punch. Oh, maybe I'll use these papers here. I'm thinking I'll punch out with all these little circles here and create little circles instead of stars. So it's like balls. So I can also either use this for my mixed media sprinkles, or I also grab some more sprays here. So, but they don't match. So I don't know yet on that. I'm going to think about that. I pulled all the mixed media out here, y'all. So let me do this. I'm going to trim this paper because it's too long, obviously. And I'll map my photos and see what I have left for my balls here. And then I'll come back on because that's when I'm going to start doing the stencil. But I'm actually kind of thinking now, yeah, I may do this like as a little rainbow deal, and like this maybe, y'all. So we'll come out like a star like that. So let me do my photo matting and my trimming, and then I'll be back on in just a minute. All right. Well, y'all, you will never hear me get on this channel and tell y'all I'm an expert in mixed media, because I had a vision. I'm not going to tell you it didn't go completely according to vision, because it kind of did, but it definitely didn't go exactly the way I imagined it. So I did do my little masking, and I got my little stencil going on here. The first thing I realized after doing this is I made the thing too narrow for what I was kind of trying to accomplish. So I had to move my masking tape out. But then I don't know, I need to figure out how to clean these brushes a little bit better, because I ended up making, frankly, mixed colors, and that wasn't really my intent. I don't think they look awful, because, of course, it's kind of intended, with mixed media and blending and things like that. It doesn't look bad, but first off, then I didn't really clean this real good. I just didn't do a good job. Execution was a little bit lacking on this. I'm trying to get this brush clean. I don't get it 100% clean. Plus, I didn't get my stencil clean. Y'all, I was kind of being lazy, and it didn't turn out exactly the way I thought it might. So I put this yellow on here, and it definitely turned green because I had the blue. But again, it's not terrible because I got green balls in the little ball pit. So it's not a big deal, but not what I exactly envisioned. And then also, I went outside my little stencil there, so I got little lines on it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. In the end, this thing has got mixed media all over it, so it kind of looks, I'm not going to say the word intentional, but it kind of looks like it's not a problem. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go around here. I'm going to cut away in just a second, because all I'm doing is going around in my circles. I kind of clean in between, and then I'm trying to make this little rainbowy thing here. Rainbow star looking deal or something. So I'm going to go around in a circle. So I'm not going to keep you on the film for this piece here, but I just do my little colors. And so I'm going to cut away, and then this will be the very last little bit of the color that I do when you come back on here. So I've got my colors, right? And I showed y'all those. And I'm checking my pictures, and I go, okay, this looks pretty cool. Now I'm going to have to add the sprinkle parts. And at this point, I had realized that my dots and stuff were not exactly pristine. You know, I guess, I don't know why in my head I thought they were going to be pristine little sets of dots because they just definitely didn't go that way. So at this point, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use all the sprays. I'm just going to use all the sprays and I'm going to sprinkle them all. And then I thought, well, I probably need to blot these because I'm afraid they're going to mix. So I checked my little paper towel. I need like a roll of paper towels in here, y'all. I just have some napkins. And so I end up kind of smearing some of them. But again, since they're all kind of getting smeared, I thought, well, fart on it. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound, y'all. So I'm just getting what I'm getting out of this thing. I just add my next little color, right? So I end up with all these colors all over the place. I don't even hate this. Again, the ball pit, you know, has all these little colored balls. So I think it looks kind of neat and definitely on theme in a sense. I take this washi tape up here. I had held the paper down while I was doing all that. So what do I do next, y'all? I'm trying to remember because I definitely was messing with this for just a bit. I think I take my pictures and I set them down there and I start punching my little circles. So I have those scrap pieces of paper, right? So I got the little bit of yellow left over. And on the back side of that yellow is a navy. And I do like that because, again, there's blue balls in here. And I don't think any of it is bad. It's all kind of, fun colors and stuff. So no worries. So I'm going to start taking all my different size punches here. And I'm going to start setting these things out. And I'm going along and I'm setting them down and I'm trying to organize them. And I'm just looking at it thinking, this doesn't look right to me. I don't know what's going on here. Like I was just looking and I'm thinking, I'm like, this doesn't look like an explosion. In the sketch, it looks like a little explosion of stars. And I'm going, okay, what am I doing wrong? So I'm trying to organize these things along the edges of the little dotted, deals. And I cut a bunch of these circles out. I end up with a green as well. So I have the blue, the pink, the yellow, and then I'm going to add the green. I didn't have anything red, y'all, so I didn't really, no inks were red or anything like that, so the pink's kind of acting as my red, I guess. But anyway, again, I got these dots going on, and I'm like, okay, it's not that it's ugly or anything like that. I'm just thinking to myself, this does not look like the darn sketch. Like, what am I missing here? I'm really struggling with this thing. And in a second, I'm going to realize what my issue is. And my issue is I don't have the lines. So when you look at the sketch, there's like lines coming out from behind the photos to the stars that makes it look like they're kind of shooting out from behind the pictures. And again, I'm sitting here looking at this at the moment, and I hadn't figured it out quite yet. I just knew something wasn't right. And truthfully, I mean, if I had glued these down just like this, it probably would have been fine. But I'm still trying to, scrap with the sketch there. And so I realized in just a second, I know what I'm doing wrong. I need some lines. So I go and get some washi tape, y'all. And I've got this washi tape. And it's got these little blue polka dot looking things. And it's just perfect. It kind of goes in with these dots and stuff. But as I start laying this out, I go, this is going to be right. So now I've got my lines, y'all. And this is going to help a lot. Once I get my lines down here, I'm going to cut away because I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me do them all. But you'll see after I do this and I put my pictures and I start adding my dots to the ends of the lines, it makes a lot more sense and it goes a lot more along with the sketch. I was just having such a mental block on that. I go, what am I doing wrong here? And this helped a lot. Now I do end up with a few extra circles that I don't end up using, but that's okay. And once I get this done, this actually kind of moves along pretty quickly. So I go, okay, you've done fixed your layout. This makes a lot more sense. And I will end up putting foam dots up underneath some of the little circles. It doesn't really matter which ones in a sense. You can kind of tell. But there's some of the yellows. I'll be a little bit random in a way. But I will glue those down. I'll glue the smaller ones down. I'll glue some of the other ones down with some Nuvo glue. But then I'll add some little foam dots to the back of some of the bigger ones just to make them lift up and offer a little bit of different dimension. So this looks a lot better, y'all. This looks like a lot more line to the sketch. I do add a few little pieces to the edges of some of the lines just for the heck of it because I had extra, y'all. I'm going to set those to the side. And then after this, it's like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense. So I glue all my, I guess I'm finishing up the little dots here. I didn't cut away everything. You'll see me in just a second. But I'm going to put my pictures down. I don't put foam up underneath any of the pictures because I'm going to put the title on top of them that I showed you. I'm just checking right here to make sure if I glued every one of these circles down at this point. So now I'm going to take my pictures and I'm going to glue these down. And then I'm going to add my title. And y'all, after that, this moves very quickly because it wasn't like it was complicated from that perspective. I just could not figure out why my little circles didn't look right. So I grabbed my little, oh yeah, and I have to kind of organize my picture just a little bit because I didn't want the title to cover my little girl up. Because otherwise, what's the point of the picture if she's covered up? So I go, oh, yeah. And then I remember in the sketch, she had a little bit of journaling. Oh, wait, the first thing I remember is, oh, shoot, there was a little round circle under the right hand. Oh, y'all, I'm off topic here. I forgot I had cut the white down just a little bit because I did want to mat it on this yellow cardstock. And so I did go ahead and glue that down. And the next thing I'll realize is, oh shoot, I forgot the little round circle under the right picture. No, maybe I don't. Maybe I pull out the phrases first. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little out of order because I remember I was thinking about things and going, oh, shoot, I forgot this and I did that and blah, blah, blah. No, I get into this little Tim Holtz tiny or small talk or something, and one of them says, stay curious. One says, life was meant for a great adventure, and the other says, live in the moment. And so I had those kind of where she had the journaling on her sketch. It doesn't take just a long time. It's these were pretty easy to find. They're just, you know, cute little phrases for this little picture set here. But this is kind of where I go, oh, shoot, I forgot that little round circle underneath the right-hand picture. And so I just grabbed the green. I like the green and had the polka dots, and it was just laying there. So that's the one I used, and I'm going to put that up underneath the picture. And then that will be basically it, y'all. So I like how this turned out, but I'm not going to lie. Initially, I was like, what? That this is turning into kind of a hot mess. But you know what? I'm one of those. I just keep on going until I end up with the layout that I like. So here's the slowdown. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the playlist below, or the list below. There's always a little description with other people playing along. And also don't forget to check out the Peace Craft Love Facebook group. That's where she has all these little hops and things you can sign up for. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.